public awareness of these dangers have now increased. As in, people are now conscious of it. This thing is out. It's here. Before, people don't know. They just know, he was just walking, he fell down, he died. That's what people say. Oh, it could be from his mother's village or something like that. But with this current trend now, people are beginning to know. They are aware that there's something going on. High blood pressure has become the second most common reason for medical office visits, as well as diabetes. They go in pari passu. Okay, so next slide. And how do we measure the blood pressure? We've just done a blood pressure measurement now. You put the cuff round, next slide, okay. You put the cuff round your hand, just like I did. You press, we have to pump the pressure. So that pressure I pump on your hand to make it tight is so that by the time the heart pumps, I feel the beat in my hand, in my ears. So we know the pressure at which it is beating. It reads with that meter. So, and when we say, oh, your blood pressure is 110/60, what am I saying? The systolic is 110, and the diastolic is 60. So what's the systolic and what does diastolic mean? Next slide, please. And whenever we do that, there's an artery that is closest to the heart. That's why most of my blood pressure checks I did on your left hand. Your left hand is closest to your heart, and there's an artery called the sacral artery. It's also closest. So it's the direct artery from your heart. So as it beats. So you get the right reading. On the right hand side, of course, it's correct too, but you only remove maybe 10 millimeter mercury from it, but you get the right things as well. So the top, and like I told you about the systolic. The systolic pressure is the pressure generated when the heart contracts. That's one on top that we call systolic. When your heart squeezes to push out blood, that's the systolic pressure. As in the force it uses in squeezing out blood, that's the initial pressure. Then the one that it reflects the pressure of the blood against the arteries. As in, of course, you understand what that means. As in, when the force hits the artery, it will read. It tells us this is the force it's using to hit me, to send blood to other parts of my body. Next slide. Then the bottom is called the diastolic, and it reflects the pressure in the arteries as the heart is feeling and resting between heartbeats. What does that mean? That I said, after the heart has pushed out blood to feed you, the vein is taking back the blood. So the pressure at which the heart relaxes for blood to go back in is the diastolic. So when the diastolic is high, it means there's trouble. The heart is supposed to be resting. It's supposed to, I'm not doing work now, so blood can flow in. But if it has to do work to rest, if it goes high, then that's a problem. I think, do you understand what I'm saying? As in, the initial one, he has to use force. It's understandable. The second one, the down one, it does not need force. But there's a force that will still carry it up. But at a resting pace. Yes. Okay, next slide. Okay, guidelines to define the normal heart and blood pressures. Okay, when you say your blood pressure is normal, I've explained to you what diastolic and systolic means. So it's not a problem for us now. So when we say you have a normal blood pressure, when you have a blood pressure less than 120/80, check your book. Check your papers. If your blood pressure is less than 120/80, then you're fine. That's the normal thing. That's the normal. When you are about to have hypertension, when I say less than 120/80, I mean you can have as 160, 90, 50, but once it's less than 120/80, that's fine. But when your heart is beginning to complain, we call it pre-hypertension. Then you say you have to check yourself. The blood pressure is getting between 120 to 139 over 80 to 89. Once your blood pressure is getting to 120 over 80 to 139 over 90, between that range, any number within that range, it means be careful. Hey, there's something going on here. You have to say, there's something going on. Go there. Don't disturb it. Close for you. Do you understand? There's something. It's just like when maybe wire enter into your pumping machine, something foreign. It's making one noise. It's still working, but it's making one noise. If you leave it there continuously, it will damage that thing. It will still work, but with a long time, it will get destroyed. That's what happens. Then when I say, okay, fine, I had a high blood pressure. is 140 to 159 over 90 to 99. Then it means it gave you the warning then, but you did not heed it. If you remember, I said it's a silent killer. So how do you heed it when you don't even know? Do you understand? So it's 140 to 159 over 90 to 99. And when you have, that one is called stage 1 hypertension. It can still be managed. Dietary, exercise, and change of lifestyle can change it, yes. We'll talk about it when we get back. Then stage 2 is 160 over 100. The first reading I gave you 160 over 100. Then I come back again, I check it again, it's still like that. It has peaked. You need drugs. The heart cannot work on its own. The regular function it has to do every day, it can't do it. It needs assistance. It will still work. It's a faithful servant. It will still work. You still have to give it something to be able to do the work. Okay, next slide, thank you. So, uncontrolled high blood pressure may be responsible for many cases of death, disability resulting into heart attack, stroke, and kidney failure. When you have a high blood pressure of 160, 100, or continuously like that, you can have a stroke. Some people don't even get to 160, 100, 150, 90. They just have a stroke. What happens? Roller paralysis. You can't move one part of your body. If it's so bad, it's paraplegic, the whole hands and the whole legs. Some is kidney failure because the kidney performs the function of getting your blood ready. As it makes blood for you. So the kidneys, the pressure is going at a very high. It busts the cells in the kidneys. Then you now be needing dialysis. One thing is leading to the other. A sequel. Next slide, thank you. Okay, so according to research studies, the risk of dying of heart attack is directly linked to high blood pressure, particularly systolic hypertension. Of course, you understand what I say systolic hypertension is. Systolic, the force at which the heart pushes the blood out. When that blood pressure, there are some people, their diastolic is fine, but you just be hearing 190, 60, 190, 100. I think that's up one is just high. Next slide. Okay. The higher your blood pressure, the higher your risk. Maintaining a lifelong control of hypertension decreases the future risk of complications such as heart attack and stroke. We talked about that. Next slide. Okay. What are the things that causes hypertension? Hypertension can be classed into two. We have the essential hypertension and the secondary hypertension. Basically, essential hypertension is the cause of 90% of everybody that has hypertension. Everybody that has it, 90% of the cause is caused by essential hypertension. And the cause is not known. Nobody knows the cause. Do you understand? While the specific causes is unknown, there are risk factors that can contribute to developing highs. Even though we don't know the particular cause, there are lifestyle, there are things we do, there are things we partake in that will lead us to have this thing. Next slide. Okay, secondary hypertension is high blood pressure caused by another disorder. You can basically find this one in children. You say, yeah, children having hypertension? Yes, they do. 5% of people that have hypertension, secondary hypertension, are children. And that's because they have maybe congenital diseases, they have disorders, kidney problems. That's why I say the disorder is caused by another disorder. But basically you see it in children. You see a child having 180, 90, and of course they die at the end of the day if it's not quickly nipped. So you need to really deal with the offending agent. So for 5% of that comes from children. Okay, next slide. So I talked about the adrenal tumors, kidney tumors, adrenal tumors, kidney tumors, medications, the use of drugs, indiscriminate use. We have some people that are home doctors. Use drugs indiscriminately. Oh, I worked today, very, very tired. So I had to use paracetamol to use it down. Ibuprofen, bam. You just keep using drugs indiscriminately. There's nothing wrong with you, but I just want to prevent something. What are you preventing? So next slide, thank you. So, okay, I've talked about this. Next slide. Okay, factors that cannot be changed. Now we're talking about hypertension. I want us to understand this very well. In hypertension, you have factors that you cannot change. God has created it like that. One of those factors is age. We grow older. From the day this little child here is born, this child is not 1 day old today. From that time time he was born till now is older. As we age is one thing that keeps going higher. Just like I said about the pumping machine. From the very first time you use it to 20 years, you go older. So as you go older, the law of wear and tear sets in. So whether we like it or not, when we age, and God says we will see our children's children. So we have to age. And as we age, there's a tendency for hypertension to set in. Because the arteries that pump the blood from things we have eaten, fatty foods and everything, they are hard, they are blocked. So they don't have the strength to push. They don't feed ears, they don't feed the parts they're supposed to feed. Some parts of our body start dying gradually. This is age. To anybody, I can't hand my age. So you hand your age. And nobody can hand age. Okay. So race, unfortunately, is commoner in the blacks. Yes, you see it in whites. You see more in Americans, but it's here with us. It's more in blacks. And that's one thing we cannot change. God has created us. We are perfectly and wonderfully created. So we are not sorry about our race. And socioeconomic status. You are too rich, it's wahala. You are too poor, it's problem. Because when you are too rich, you tend to start eating junks. You eat things you're not supposed to eat. You increase your cholesterol level. You are too poor. You eat fufu in the morning, you eat carbohydrates, everything, morning, afternoon, night. You are eating. It's just what you have to see. You are not eating rightly. So poverty is one thing, which is actually what is most of our problem in the black race. Then gender is more in men. So we may clap for ourselves now. Why is it more in men? Because men most times live a